Hi, this is day four of me building $1 million product, which is a software that helps creators create and validate online offers and gives you the content strategy around a micro niche YouTube channel to where you can build the right audience for that offer. Because most people are actually good to great at what they do, but the problem is that nobody knows that they exist. And this will really help you with that. And man, has today been the most stressful headache difficult of a day that I've had in a very long time, but this has also been the most fulfilling day that I've had in a long time as well, because I feel like I've made leaps and bounds with this software as somebody who has never built the software before. Now, I've made multiple seven figures online with digital products. I have a community where I help creators increase their income, impact, and influence online. But I've never created a software before, but I'm pretty proud of myself. Give myself a little pat on the back for the leaps and bounds that we've done today. Now, let me show you the software and what it does and what I've done today. Now, on day one, when I had the idea for this, I created a minimal viable product and I got it into the hands of real people on day one. And that's something that I've just done since the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey is that I don't build something first and then try to sell it to people. I sell it first or sell the idea first or create something that's minimal enough to whereas I can get it created quickly but viable enough to get somebody a result and get it into the hands of people first to whereas I know that there's a market demand for it before I spend my time, energy, effort, resources, and money on actually building the thing, right? So I created this and I got it into the hands of real people and I have a community. And I was like, what better place to get feedback for this than my community? Because these are going to be the people that are going to be using this stuff because these are the same people that are on my YouTube audience and stuff, right? And also for me, this is something that I'm going to be using as well. So this is something for my past self, my present self, and my future self as well, because all the members of my community are simply just my former self as well as my YouTube audience, right? And this is also day one of me using this tool for myself. But when I got this into the hands of real people and was getting feedback from them, what I was realizing, which was the best thing that I need to work on last, is the things that I really want this to do, which is offer creation and the content plan to get that offer in front of people. Majority of people said by far that was the best thing, but they said that the intake was the most difficult thing that they were going through because it was static, right? So I basically just had a few static questions that somebody had to fill out so the software could learn a little bit about what it is that the user does or what it is that they're trying to do or implement. And then from that, it will give you a detailed um, offer page, and then it will give you a content plan around that. So if the intake is going to be the foundation of everything, that's what I've really been spending a lot of my time on. And when I start off this video saying that this was really, really, really frustrating, it was frustrating to make these changes to the way that I do the intake before. Than what it was before. And that's expected because I've never done this before, right? But so how this is now, instead of just having static questions, I realized that everybody is not starting off at the same starting point on their journey. And I need to be able to meet people where they are at. So once you start the actual intake, instead of just having static questions to where the software can figure out where you currently are or what it is that you are attempting to do, I have it meeting people at three different starting spots. And then from there, you basically have a brief conversation back and forth with it so it can help you figure out what it is that you are actually going to do or help you be able to better communicate it and who it is that you're actually going to attract for your actual offer and your content as well, right? So here, the first option it has, I'm still figuring out what I should help people with. I know what I help people with, but I struggle to explain it. And I already know my niche and my offer, right? And I know in my community, we have people at each one of these levels as well. We have people that have never done anything online before, never sold a digital product before, have absolutely no audience. We have people that are figuring it out, or they really have an issue on concisely explaining to the marketplace what it is that they do or how it is that they can add value to them in exchange for some money. And we have people that are experienced, like a member of my community, which actually just gave me some great feedback today, by the name of Jill, right? She has 18 years experience in what it is that she's doing. She's been a full-time entrepreneur for 18 years, but she hasn't really gotten down the digital offering, the digital product side of things, and building like an audience on YouTube versus social media, right? So if I realize this about people and I need to be able to meet them where they're at, and I'm thinking about myself as well, because everything that I've created online, as well as my YouTube content, is simply just stuff for my former self. And this is something that I actually need in my business as well, and I will need in the future. So I'm also meeting myself on where I'm at because I'm creating this for myself as well. All right. So, whichever one of these options that you pick, I'm just going to hit for the sake of this example. I'm still figuring it out. Well, now you have um, a conversational chat box that pops up to where you'll have a quick back and forth with this. And then after that, it'll take you to different offers to where you can create an ascension plan for yourself, and then it'll give you the full content strategy in order to promote your offer. For the sake of time, I'm not really going to go through uh, this whole entire example. Let's just do a quick rundown, real quick. Let's just say that let's start with you. What's something you figured out, lived through, or gotten obsessed with that other people struggle with? Let's just say that I lost uh, I lost 30 pounds without working out. Boom, let's just see what it comes up with. It's going to think for a little bit. What do most people get completely wrong about this? They think that they have to work out and try new diets. It's going to think for a little while. What were you doing for years before it started working? Let's see. I was trying uh, new trendy diets instead of adopting a healthy person's lifestyle. I'm just making this up as I go just to show you how it works real quick. Thinking back to that version of yourself, the one that's stuck in the cycle of trendy diets, who was that person and what was their life like outside of the weight issue? You see, this is something that did not exist on my original intake form. People were just putting in information about themselves and it was just spitting stuff back out. But you'll see right now, it's working on figuring out who this individual is as a person, because something that I teach to the members of my community, if you have no experience or if you don't know what it is that you want to do yet, or you're trying to figure it out, I recommend that you help your former self. And that's all that I do as well. And right now, it's trying to figure out who this individual is that's filling this out right now, which is me just making some stuff up. Is trying to figure out who it was that I used to be so we can craft an offer that is um, uniquely relevant to a certain individual within the marketplace, because so many people are not coming up with specific products for specific people that have a specific pain with one specific solution. And that's how you make the money online. You isolate one painful problem in the marketplace that one person is going through. You create one product for that person, and you promote yourself and market on one channel until $1 million. That's how you become successful. So many people have this stuff backwards. But thinking back to that version of yourself, the one stuck in the cycle of trendy diets, Who was that person and what was their life like outside of weight issues? Let's say that um, I wasn't consistent in anything in life and I wasn't confident, just being general. Let's just see what it comes up with. I couldn't keep my word to myself. I was going to think for a little bit, and this will be quicker. I'm just talking to you while I'm going through this, but there's not too many back and forths that you have to do. So it's not like somebody's going to be sitting here for an hour or something having a conversation with this, even though thinking is the hardest thing that most people avoid. And simple stuff, if people actually just put some thought to it, then you would get better outputs for whatever your input is in whatever field that it is. And thinking is the hardest work that most people avoid. And that's why so many people are always thinking outside of themselves for business ideas, for product ideas, for content ideas, instead of starting with self. I was literally just having this conversation with my pops 2 days ago. He had just came in town to visit me for a few days, and we were having this conversation. And this is like a prime example of this. What finally changed for you, and what clicked that hadn't before? Um, I realized that I had to change who I was as a person instead of thinking trends would help me. And what was the hardest part? The thing you almost quit over. Not immediately seeing results, which is most people. Most people quit most things because they're looking for instant gratification, not immediately seeing instant results. I'm having fun with this. Like I said, this was frustrating today, me building this, but it was still fun. Like I gamify everything that I do as an entrepreneur and turn it into a game. And it's kind of cool seeing some of the fruits of the labor that that went in over this past day. But now it gives you a statement, right? So something that I teach a lot of people is if you cannot effectively communicate in a concise sentence what it is that you do to the marketplace, then you'll never be able to make money. A lot of people have these convoluted, entirely too creative things that sound cool to them about what it is that they do, but somebody else couldn't understand it. So, what this is designed to do off of this conversation that you have back and forth with the software is that it helps you come up with a statement that you can concisely communicate to the marketplace to where they can understand how you add value to them, how you can help them, right? So this is I help individuals who lack the integrity to honor commitments to themselves, change who they are as a person to achieve permanent weight loss by adopting a healthy person's lifestyle instead of chasing trendy diets or workouts, right? Now, like I said, this is just a beta version. This is something that I just created a few days ago. This isn't even version one yet. I guess if what I shared on day 3 on my YouTube channel was version zero point 0.1, this might be version zero point 0.2 or even 0.1.1 or something like that, right? So this might be a little wordy, but this is more than what most beginners have. And I chose the option in the intake of a complete beginner, right? So now you have 3 options. If this sounds like you, hit that's me. If it's close, but not quite there, you hit close but, or if it's completely off, you hit not really, right? So for the sake of this example, I'm going to hit that's me. Now, what it's going to do is that it's going to generate offers that this individual could create in the marketplace digital products, lead magnets, communities, high ticket stuff, whatever, all based off of the information that you just gave it, to where you can create an offer that's in alignment with who you are as an individual and who it is that you truly want to help. Instead of how all these people are just trying to think of stuff that is completely outside of themselves. And that's why majority of people really struggle online in their businesses, right? But it's going to give you different options of online offers that you can create. It's going to give you certain price points that you could probably profit with that. And it's going to give you different levels as far as ascension. If you did want to create an ascension ladder for yourself, as far as having more premium offers for the people that decide to buy with you over time as well. So let's look at this. For an example, this is a lead magnet. It has a self-trust audit and 7-day micro promise tracker, right? This is for chronic overpromisers who are currently paralyzed by their own history of failed diets. Then it gives you the outcome that somebody would be receiving from getting this lead magnet. The outcome is shift focus from weight loss, the promises kept, rebuilding the foundational belief that they can trust themselves. Effort to launch, low effort, right? Revenue ceiling. No revenue off of this initially, because this is a freebie that you will be giving out to somebody to build an email list, right? Now, it has a low ticket digital product. Here, it has a community that somebody could create. Here, it has a group coaching, like an 8-week cohort or something that would be a little more high ticket. It has something that's more high ticket, one-on-one offer here. And then it has something that's like a productized service, right? Like a productized service, or a or like a SaaS, software as a service, which is what I'm currently building. This would be considered a SaaS. It has one of those options as well. So what somebody would do, where it's at currently right now, is select one of these offers, and then from this is going to generate a content plan around YouTube, because YouTube is the best platform for this. Because think about this, everybody comes to YouTube to learn about everything. And I'm somebody who has built audiences of over 100,000 followers on social media. I quit all that to build up a micro niche YouTube channel from scratch. I'm somebody who, at the height of me paying for ads, has spent over $100,000 in a single month on Facebook ads. I quit that to go all in on a micro niche YouTube channel, because I realized that YouTube is the number one platform. And I don't even have the biggest YouTube channel yet. But just last month alone, I would have had to spend around $70,000 in Facebook ads for the same amount of eyeballs, impressions, and attention that I got from a micro niche YouTube channel. But here, it'll give you your content plan, and it gives you the content where you will meet your viewer where they actually are. So it has it categorized from awareness levels to consideration to somebody making a decision. So awareness would be that somebody is aware of their problem. Consideration would be that somebody may be aware of who you are and aware of their problem, but they're considering making a change for themselves. And decision is like for that person that's really hot, that's like, oh, I need to make a decision to change my life right now, right? And then also next to this is going to give you a score from 1 to 10 on how much in alignment the content idea is to your actual offer, because that's most people's problems. Their offers online and their digital products and the content that they make do not go together at all. And then they wonder why they struggle to sell their offers. And then they wonder why they struggle to build an audience as well. And what you need to realize is that it's not about how big of an audience that you have. You just need to have the right targeted micro niche audience for your product around your micro niche YouTube channel. And this is the content. And from what the feedback is that I've gotten from members in my community, and I've shared it with some people at all of these levels as well outside of my community, certain family members, um, some friends and whatnot, and some business associates that are currently entrepreneurs that haven't thought of anything entrepreneurial at all and everything in between. They've all told me the same things. They say that the content plan is like blowing their minds. The offers are like really, really good. And from everybody, the biggest feedback criticism that I get outside of UI, and UI is just like the look of things, right? But hey, this is day four. This isn't the look of stuff can be fixed, and I can make it look real pretty later. But I need to get the foundation of what this is going to be down first. So I'm not really paying attention to any feedback as far as like uh, UI. Like I said, UI is basically just the design of the layout and stuff like that. But it was the feedback or the intake. Where I got the most criticism as far as feedback, right? But I'm like, if I just improve the intake, then everything as far as the offers and the content plan is going to get better. And even though I got woken up out of my sleep a few days ago with this idea and started to create it, it quickly transformed into something else as far as a self discovery engine, because I really feel that so many people are trying to do things that are out of alignment with who they are as a person. And I have experience with that as well. And the worst thing that can happen for somebody is that you do happen to get some money doing something that is not in alignment with who you are as a person, and you end up building a business for yourself that you hate. And then you have nobody but to blame but yourself, because I used to hate my 9 to 5 job. And I was like, why do I hate entrepreneurship too? I got into this to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it on my own time within my purpose. And I lost sight of that. And this is something that is pretty cool. And I am the most excited that I have ever been. And I won't say ever. Well, it might be ever, because my excitement is at an all-time high. Now, one reason of that is because this is some new stuff, and new stuff is always exciting. But I really feel as if this can help a lot of people, and this can and will help myself too. And this is also day one of me using this tool for myself as well. So day one, let me refresh this. I posted up a YouTube video not too long ago. Performing pretty well so far. So this tool came up with this YouTube video. And as of right now, from the last 10 videos that I posted, this is ranking a 2 out of 10, and just as far as like vanity metrics and whatnot, views on YouTube, right? So that's pretty good. This is day one of me using this for myself. It came up with this video idea for me, and it's ranking, like I said, I just posted it a few hours ago, but it's ranking a 2 out of 10. Something that is a little alarming to me, this click-through rate is low. I don't see how this is performing well out of my recent videos if the click-through rate is so low. Let's see here. Oh, this is a positive sign. The day just gets better. The frustrating day has a positive end to it. But here, it says this video is reaching a wider audience on YouTube, leading to a lower click-through rate than usual. Wider audiences are often less likely to choose to watch a video, but the lower click-through rate is not hurting this video's view count. That's a positive thing. Here's something that a lot of people don't realize about click-through rate on YouTube. And what I coach and teach people in my community is that you want to shoot for at least a 5% click-through rate. That means that 5% of people who YouTube shows your thumbnail to, they're clicking on it. But as you get more impressions, and an impression is simply just an eyeball, not a view, but an eyeball. So if you're on YouTube and I just gave these 6 people an impression, that's just an eyeball, not a view, but I just gave that person an impression, that person an impression, that person an impression, that person an impression, right? And that's why YouTube is so powerful, because YouTube is going to show your content to somebody. People that tell me, oh, YouTube's not working, I say, well, check your analytics. Did you get some impressions? They all say yes. I'm like, well, if you're getting impressions, then YouTube is doing its job. It's trying to find your audience. The problem is that you don't have a content plan to get in front of those people to whereas they'll click on whatever it is that you're making. But this is a positive sign with something for me, especially within this window of me posting something. Usually my click-through rate is about 2 to 3% higher than this, or stuff that ends up going viral for me. I won't even say viral for me because I don't have any viral moments, and I don't teach or coach how to go viral, and I highly advise against trying to do that. I call them VFM. VFM stands for viral for me. So my viral for me moments, sometimes it'll be like around the 8 or 9 or 10% at this rate though. But for this to be so low of a click through rate just within these first few hours, and it be ranking a 2 out of 10, that's a good sign as well, because like this says, YouTube is pushing it out to a wider audience. And the more impressions that you get, the lower your click through rate is going to be. Even if you are shooting for a minimum of 5 to 7% or something like that, that's it might be that within the first 24 hours, but as it pushes it out to more people and tries to find an audience of more people, that's going to go down by default. So that's why I was like, oh, this is a little off to me. But let me refresh this just to make sure this is up to yeah. But I'm really not tripping off of this 4.9% click through rate, because it's performing well, and YouTube is pushing it out to more people than usual, which is a positive sign. So even for me, day one of me using my own software, I'm getting positive signs. The members in my community are telling me positive signs. Oh, actually, more than positive, like great. I was not expecting all of the great feedback that I was getting from the members of my community and the people that I shared it with outside of my community. And then for me myself, this being day one of me using this myself, my videos performing pretty good. So I say that all signs are leading the right way. And even though this is day four of me creating or in building this product, I have not worked on this in 4 consecutive days, because I had took some time away from it to get feedback back from people, to whereas I would work on what I knew they needed instead of what I think they need. Even though my input is a strong factor, because I'm also making this for my past self, my current self, and my future self as well. But the criticism and feedback and negative criticism that I got back from people was pretty much what I was thinking as well. So we're all kind of on the same wagon here. We're all on the same accord and all thinking very similarly, which makes sense because my avatar, my customer, and my audience is me. So they would be thinking some stuff that kind of I would be thinking, or what I would be thinking if I was in their shoes. So this has been very interesting. Like I said, today, just getting to this point has been very frustrating, but very rewarding as well, because I learned a lot. And that's so many people's problems, that they think that they have to have everything figured out before they create anything, when in actuality, you you get it into the hands of people before it's perfect, before it's done, so you can refine and tinker and iterate on stuff, to whereas you know what people need instead of thinking that you know what people want. And the terrible business decision is making moves and pivots and strategizing off of what you think. instead of what you actually know. And everything that I do in entrepreneurship, business, and content creation, I make stuff that I know that people want. And this is how I do it. Now, I'm showing you in real time how I'm doing this with this software, but this is the same as that thing that I've done with courses. This is the same as that thing that I did with my community. This is the same exact thing that I've done in the past with ebooks and stuff. Like any digital product, I've done the same exact thing, and I am doing the same exact thing. And this works on every level of business. This is even how billionaires and trillionaires do stuff and create as well. And so many people have it backwards. They think they have to have the perfect product, and then they spend all their time, energy, effort, resources, and money on creating that, and then it's crickets when they go to launch it or ship it because nobody knows that they exist. The people comes first. The audience comes first. But we have to have in mind what it is that we're creating for that audience, because we don't just want to be content creators because content creators are out there broke. What we want to be is contentpreneurs that look at content as a mechanism and vehicle to get in front of a target audience and offer something to them that will genuinely add value to them and add transformation to their life. Because people don't buy information, they buy transformation. And that's simply just a result or a new identity. And that's it. But I got to figure out how I'm going to do these because now I've made the decision today that I'm going to work on this every single day because I have not gotten good at anything. I've not gotten good at anything unless I work at it every single day. That's something that basketball taught me. And if I look at anybody that is good to great, because I know how much time you have to put into stuff and consistency to be good at stuff, let alone great. I don't have one example of somebody that, including myself on stuff that I've considered successes in my life, that I have not worked at on every single day. And I don't know if for the performance of my channel, if sharing each and every single day would help or hurt my channel on YouTube. And I know that entrepreneurship isn't as sexy as uh, social media and content makes it seem. That's why so many people don't reach the levels of success that they want. They think that it's something sexy and flashy and whatnot when it's consistently doing mundane, boring tasks on a day-to-day basis. So I'm just thinking it might be a little boring if I share each and every single day if I'm doing these each and every single day. So maybe a week by week or random day later, if it's day 17, I just shared day 17 instead of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up until 17. I don't know. I'm thinking that out. Let me know in the comments if you are enjoying this or if you would like me to just do the day by day. Regardless, I'm going to document my process because everything that I really do in content creation and what I really advise you do and what I teach and coach the members of my community to do is to document over create. And everything that's on my channel is me documenting stuff that I've done and everything that I know how to do. It's because I go through processes like this that I'm sharing with you in real time. And check out this playlist right here to see everything from absolute day one when I just had an idea. And maybe you can take some of the strategies that I'm doing along the way to help you out with whatever it is that you're building.